if you thought kicking Edward and Henry out of the main cast was a problem, then this might be a little bit as bad as that. Taking Thomas around the world. Now, don't get me wrong, it would have been interesting that Thomas would have gone around the world, which he did in Big World Big Adventures. But the Flying Scotsman is the one who was the first railway engine to go around the world. So, how I would fix the movie itself, I would say that I agree with Gordon. The island of Sodor is Thomas's world. But Thomas then asks Sir Tom Hat if he can go around the world, and he says that the world is not one big railway, which is true. In real life, the world is not one big railway. Not every single country has train tracks. Mattel just slaps them on there just so Thomas can see those countries. I like that Thomas can now travel to India and Japan and China and Australia to meet his old friends Ashima and Shane and Yang Bao. But still, there's not every country that has train tracks. There's got to be some countries that don't. And let's see what else. Thomas actually doesn't listen to Sir Topham Hatt. He listens to this stupid car named Ace, and he travels around the world, even though the Flying Scotsman was literally the first one to achieve this goal. And this is so dumb, I have to say. Now, the one thing that could have worked for Big World Big Adventures, there are at least two options here to fix this whole concept. Two things. Two options. Alright, so let's say my first option here. Now, this might defeat the purpose of Thomas going around the world like India and Australia. So, it all comes back to a little thing before the intro of the Sharon Miller era. So, for those of you who've never seen it, it might air on PBS Kids, but the Reverend Audrey, there's like this opening scene, little book, and inside there's like a little message. And that message says, "Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it." Now, that concept, before Mattel does anything, they should at least look at that little writing there. Take those words. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. Ask the people who have more experience than Thomas Friends what that means. Because I'm pretty sure they know about the classic series. They know that in Thomas and the Trucks, he said, "I'm tired of playing coaches. I want to see the world." By the world, I think Thomas means he wants to go around the whole entire island of Sodor, explore the whole railway, not legitimately see the world. Like, don't take that out of context there, Mattel. Thomas probably just wants to see the whole island of Sodor. So what I would do is, I'd probably not call the series Big World Big Adventures for one thing. I would make this series about Thomas the Tank Engine traveling through the whole entire island of Sodor, seeing all the sights he never got to see, like the smelter's yard, the docks, the quarry, and a few other stations like Wellsworth and Crosby and Kildane. Just make Thomas explore the entire world. Heck, even the cement works is another place on the island of Sodor. Even the windmills and the beaches and the lighthouse. That is just so much for Thomas to explore. Like, the Sodor Island is just as pretty interesting as any other country, like any other island. I'm sure that India and Australia are a bit more interesting, but the island of Sodor just feels like a really beautiful place for Thomas. He's already living in paradise. He has good friends. He has a branch line of his own. There's a ton of things to see and do. Like, think about all the adventures Thomas had with his friends. I mean, Edward saved James from being a runaway. Toby was caught in a flood. Percy almost had a near-death experience from Put Upon Percy. And even Gordon got to see a new station and get a panoramic view. Just look at all those adventures Thomas and his friends had. Thomas had so many good adventures on Sodor. Like, I think he crashed into a station master's house. Like, just think about all that. Those were some well-written episodes there. Just probably think about all those episodes and try to make those same exact episodes, but make Thomas explore the whole island of Sodor. And what would be interesting is that if he explored the Magic Railroad as well, then you could bring back Lady the Magical Engine, and you would have merchandise. And heck, do the same thing with other characters, like bring back Arthur and have him work at Brenham Docks, show Derek again and put him in the quarry, like make more diesel characters like Splodge and just put them in the smelter's yards. And for the cement works, you can bring back Fergus. You see where I'm going with this? You would have so much potential here to make Thomas' dreams come true. Like, Thomas always wanted to see the world. By the world, he means the island of Sodor in all its glory. Because the island of Sodor is as a beautiful country as India and Kenya. The island of Sodor just has so much beautiful features to it. There's a lot of railway engines, there's a bunch of tracks, a lot of destinations to explore and see and do. Yeah, that would have been so much more better for Thomas to do. So instead of calling the series Big World, Big Adventures, I would call it Big Railroad, Big Adventures. Now, I don't know if this option you might agree with, but I'm sure some of you might if you want to live up to Britt Allcroft and the Reverend Audrey. Personally, I do, because Britt Allcroft is an amazing writer. And the Wilbur Audrey is dead, but I still live up to his legacy to this day. Like, I still look back at seasons 1 through 4 where Britt Allcroft took his stories and adapted them. And I look back and see the model trains that she and a few other characters made. Like, a few people. Sorry if I got a little bit confused there. But, yeah, you see, that would have been so much more interesting. Now, let's talk about one of the other options here. Now, the concept that Thomas wants to go around the world like the Flying Scotsman did. So, let's see. If you want Thomas to go around the world, make him ask Sir Topham Hatt for permission, and if he agrees, then be on your way. But just, if you go anyways, just say farewell to all of your friends and show a scene where Thomas leaves the docks and says when he'll be back and where he's going. That would have made a lot more sense in the movie. And taking Thomas to India and Australia means he could reunite with Shane Nishima and Rajiv. That would have been so interesting. But the episodes are still poorly written. The animation is still a little weird, like it's trying to rip off Chuggington. But I would say that if Thomas is traveling around the world, he should have someone to look after him, like Sir Topham Hatt, for example. And one thing here is that your first episode should be a follow-up to Big World, Big Adventures, the movie. That movie ends with Sir Topham Hatt on a boat with Ace, never finding Thomas. Make it an episode where Thomas and some of his friends find Sir Topham Hatt and bring him back. And then that would have been a nice way to continue the movie. Like, just why didn't you think of that before? So, another thing that I would do, like, for the episodes based on the island of Sodor, like, as I said before, bring back old characters. Now, Mattel, if you want to make money, then don't make poorly written episodes. If you want money, just make good merchandise. Like, make merchandise of characters you never made, like Duck, Oliver, Donald, Douglas, Mavis, Porter. Like, there are just so many characters that had the perfect opportunity to have merchandise, but you just never chose to make them. And since you decide to bring back old characters one day, then you can make merchandise for them. Like, you could have made, like, a Trackmaster 2 Oliver. Tomy Playroll could have made a remastered version of Oliver, and a few other good merchandises would be accomplished here if you just made those characters. So, I think that about covers how I would fix Big World Big Adventures. So, that's all I have to say. So, this was a little bit shorter than Why I Hate the CGI series, but was this worth it? I probably think so, because now that we fixed Big World Big Adventures, I'm sure that it would have been a lot better if Edward and Henry were kept in the main cast, Nia and Rebecca had better personalities, and Thomas could have actually had his dreams come true if he traveled around the entire island of Sodor. Or either have Thomas travel the world, but at least give him like a farewell scene. Like, that would just be so much better. Anyways, thanks for watching how I would fix Big World Big Adventures. What were your thoughts on here? Do you like agree with my idea here? If so, tell me in the comment section below. Anyways, how would you fix Big World Big Adventures in your opinion? Explain your thoughts in the comments below, or possibly make a video about it, like the Unlucky Tug did, like how Troublesome Junction did, like how I did right now. And stay tuned for more videos on Tammy Take 2009. There's more videos to come along the way, so be prepared. Anyways, bye!